Boom.
All right. Here we go.
Bap. Hold it, bap.
Shh, I'm trying to start the show.
Oh.
I need a little bit of silence. Get every single episode plus video and talk to us in the comments at daughterpod.com. Today on Daughter Issues, things that were normal for me and weird for Talissa. So we had a thing where I don't mouth everything that I'm saying.
Why not? I feel like it would add a cool aspect to...
No.
Oh.
It would not add a cool aspect. It's irritating. And by the
For
way...
who?
Me?
Oh, okay.
The people?
Mm.
Stop. I'm trying to do an intro and everything I'm saying, you're repeating it. So the last show we did had no video.
Yeah.
It was my phone's fault. My fault because I own the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But it recorded and then went away. It did not but it did. But then it was like, nah. And so we only got your video.
Yeah.
Who wants to see you? So we went straight to just audio only on that show. So that's the one episode. No video is going to exist of it.
Yeah.
Easy to edit though.
Technical difficulties.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
But if you're able to watch the video that we do.
Edit? I think I said eat it.
Okay, you do your show and I'll do mine.
I'm kind of hungry.
Okay. So let's go eat after this. Maybe.
Sushi.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I need to get to the Comedy Store. So
yeah, but I want sushi. So
we'll see.
Okay.
The point is, if you get to watch these videos, you'll see how she treats me. There's a lot of visuals that happen. And if you're just listening, you're going, why is he so angry at her? And then you watch the video and you're like, oh, yeah, I'd throw something at her head.
What did I do? Nobody is going to agree with you.
Mouthing every word that I'm saying as I'm trying to do an intro?
That is, I was adding a cool aspect and trying out a new thing.
Annoyance factor to drive
maybe
the
a
dad
little
crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And it adds a nice factor to
Y2K.
what they see that I have to deal with at home.
Okay, I asked you what Y2K meant. You said money.
Yeah.
And then you read the comments of the video, and what does it mean?
Year 2000.
Right. And why do you think we would
Which I wasn't even born yet.
Right. This was 4 years before you were alive.
Yeah.
So
what was the question?
Why do you think we would even say that? Like why? Like we didn't have something for 1998. We didn't have something for 96. We didn't have something for 2002. Why did we have something for Y2K for the year 2000? Why would we even shorten that? Why would it be a thing?
People were scared.
Of what?
I know that. They were scared. They're like, I don't know what's going to happen. We made up this year thing, and the thing that we made up, the universe is going to follow it, and it's going to end. That's what I remember people saying. But
so you can't think of anything that would cause it to be an issue?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, you can't think of a reason why it would be an issue for anybody.
What would be an issue?
The year changing to 2000.
No, it wouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
Toasties,
this dog situation. No, just let her. She brought home a puppy.
I brought home a puppy. And because this lady didn't want it, and she asked me if I wanted it. And I said, is she biting you?
Yeah, she's nibbling at my face.
She wants attention.
Chill out.
She likes him, and he doesn't like her.
It's not that I don't like her. She's cute. She's just a puppy. Like she shits and pisses on everything all the time.
Yeah.
And we're not even, I hope our landlord doesn't see this. We're not supposed to have a dog.
Well,
and we don't have a dog. But it came over because it was in a bag by a homeless lady. And the homeless lady was like, take this. At least that's the story I got. Maybe you bought the damn thing. I don't know what really happened. We'll get to the bottom of it someday.
Because you don't know what people would do when they're just like, I don't want it. So what does that mean? You're going to put them in a dumpster or something? Like, I'm going to take her and like, hello, my name is Talissa.
Let me just say this. You did the right thing.
I did.
You saved a dog that had a very rough life or whatever.
And now you do the right thing by letting me keep her.
No. It's not even up to me.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm allergic.
Yeah.
Second of all, it sheds everywhere. Third of all, I've signed a lease saying I won't have a dog, and I'm putting it out there that their dog is temporarily staying here, which could get me kicked out of this place in Hollywood, and I don't want to risk that. So we are temporarily housing this thing until we can find a home for this creature. But
For now,
we do
yeah.
not have a dog. It's not even up to me. People are like, let your dad should let you keep it. It's not even up to me that you keep it. It's not
I just like to make you the bad guy.
It's not like we own a house and I'm just an asshole. I'm allergic to dog. I mean, I'm a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
But it's not just that I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm allergic to dogs.
This is truth.
And I'm the other dog that I'm around sometimes is hypoallergenic. It's a poodle mix.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me near as much as like a short-haired dog. So I just can't do these dogs. So it's not going to stay here. As cute as it is, it can't stay here. And it's out of my pay grade. So
my hair's getting stuck to the mic.
okay. We don't have to say we don't have to vocalize.
Well, I'm a little nervous because I don't want her to chew on cords or anything.
Where is she?
She's under you.
She's fine. Just leave her alone.
I don't think she is. Toasties!
Y2K. No, just leave her alone.
Toasties, come here, Toasties, come here, Toasties.
I also have puppy issues.
Toast, come here.
Toast is a dumb name for a dog.
Toasties.
It looks like a biscuit anyway. Hey, clearly she wants to be with me. Just let her relax.
Because she likes you.
Fine. I'll visit her.
But if I were to leave right now, she'd be hauling booty.
Okay. Can you just... Hey.
Okay, but if she chews on a
Y2K.
cord, you're gonna blame me.
Y2K. You're just going to replace it. That's all that's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm not going to be mad.
All right.
You're just going to take your little happy ass to Guitar Center and buy me a new cable.
Deal.
That's it.
But what if she gets electrocuted?
Well, then that's on her.
No.
That's between her and Jesus. That's not my fault.
Jesus.
Whatever.
Give me the dog.
Whatever God she believes in, it's between her and God dog.
God dog?
She's fine.
She's...
Y2K. We have Talissa, focus. Talissa, up here. Hey. What? Hey. She's fine.
I think I should just hold her.
She's fine.
Let me look one more time.
She's licking her own ass. She doesn't care.
Looking for something to chew up.
She's laying down. Leave her alone. I just want to do a show. Why can't we get through the podcast?
Because I want to see her. Just look at her. She has very important things to say.
I mean, she's cute.
She's
I'm not going to.
So stinking cute. Look over here. Say hi to our friends. All right, I'll put her down now.
So there she is. All right. So it was never about the dog. It was about you showing her to the listeners and viewers.
I want her to stay over here because she's not going to...
Okay. In 13 seconds, she's going to be up moving around again. Talissa. We're in the middle of an actual show, and there she is again. Just relax.
Because she's... okay.
Just relax.
Okay.
Right here. Y2K. Why would we need to name the year? Why
no,
not?
I just think it was like a slang because they were scared. I thought it was like, Y2K's coming up type situation.
But scared for what reason?
I thought the world was going to like just dip. Be like, goodbye.
The world was going to dip.
Yeah, because...
You mean end?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is we made up these years. We made up 2014, 1998, 1817. We made this up. Why would the world just be like, you know what? I agree.
Yeah, that's not what it was.
That's...
I mean, there were some people who had predicted the world would end in 2000, but
why?
You could go back through time.
Why would that be the case?
Talissa, you can go back through time and see that someone has predicted the world is going to end every year or every couple of years since the 1600s or 1500s. There's always been somebody that says some random year is going to end. I think the Mayan calendar ended around the year 2000 or something. The ancient Mayans.
Oh.
They said that the Mayan calendar just like stopped around the year 2000 or something. I don't know the details behind that, but that's not even what it was really about. There were some people who were like worried about it, but the real reason, and this is an IT thing, it's a technical thing. What would happen is you would go fill out an application or you'd be entering data entry for like a company. Let's say you were entering in medical records. You never had to type 1994. The 19 was just pre-programmed. You only had 2 blanks for the year. So you would put 94, enter, because everyone knew it was 19, right? 2000 wasn't here yet. And we had used this system since the 60s or 70s or 80s. So we're entering in systems that were 99, 98, 97. And then somewhere around, I'm not sure when it started, but I guess around the mid-90s, people started going, what's going to happen when those two digits have to be both zeros? Because zeros, computer systems work on ones and zeros. And 1 is on, 0 is off at the most base level. So 00 could just turn things off. 00 could reset something. And we're talking everything is digital now. Traffic lights, open close signs,
So they thought that
ATMs.
the society that we grew up in was going to...
Like that you would go to an ATM. So like ATMs were like set to do software updates, for example, every month for the next whatever year. And then, but it was like, it was programmed in 93 and it had worked for 94 and worked for 95 and 96. And so people were like, oh shit, it's going to get to 99. And when those two numbers are 00, is it going to update? Does it know 00 is a year? Is it just going to shut down? What the hell is going to happen? And so people thought that bad things were going to happen. And by the way, there are TikToks out there of people going, oh, we were all scared of Y2K and nothing happened because of IT people who saved our asses. They went into the code and made it to where it wouldn't be an issue. They told it
Was it going to be an issue?
Yes.
Oh.
It was definitely going to be an issue. But for a couple of years leading up to it, IT professionals and coders went in and fixed a lot of stuff and made it so that things didn't shut down. Now, I don't know that everything would have broken, but there are definitely things that we used every day that would have shut down that did not shut down because coders went and fixed it.
Why would someone ever create something that counted and not only counted but was keeping track of something and only went 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9? Like, there's going to be more than that, and there's going to be zeros used. Why would it be a creation of where that is a problem?
Well, because you got to remember that we've made such crazy technological advancements in the last 30 years, 40 years. I mean, computers weren't even a thing until the 60s, right? So then it was like, is she barking at you? Hey, oh, she's sneezing. She's allergic to me too. That's good. Hey, you don't have to pick her up. Talissa. This doesn't need to be a thing right now. I have doggy issues. You good?
Continue.
Okay. So she's smelling your hair.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
how long has it been that you showered?
I showered today.
Okay.
I just didn't brush it.
She just seems to be checking on you. Okay. Anybody want a dog?
Hey.
I get a tickle in my throat every time she's around me. My eyes water. I have to take pills.
No, I think you just are allergic to the air.
No. No. I cough and I sneeze and my eyes get red and I have to take eye drops and I have to take pills. People are like, I saw people in the comments of the video. They're like, his face ain't even turning red. Yeah, because I'm on drugs so that I can breathe around.
Don't say that into a microphone. Hey, quit, Toasties.
Zyrtec is saving my life right now. Generic. Hashtag not a sponsor. So anyway, Talissa, hey, they're not going to want to listen to you yell out to a dog. Can we have a conversation?
I'm giving her a bone.
Okay.
She has her bone now.
Yeah. Anyway,
people thought the world was ending. So that's good that the IT guys saved it. But
it is. Well, hold on, I'm answering your question because you're like, why would anybody make that?
Yeah.
We just started making computers in the 60s and 70s, and then it became available for like everybody in the 90s. Like,
you didn't even have stuff.
I didn't have a computer as a kid. I didn't have a computer in my home until 1998. I was 18 years old. I was literally your age the first time I saw a computer screen. So, well, not true. I think I did typing class in 96. So I was 16 when they moved us.
Was it a black screen with green letters and numbers?
Yes. I think ours were blue. Blue? But yeah.
Oh, advancements over here in the 90s,
so,
80s.
So it was
70s? I don't know.
Okay. Are you just gonna have your own show and then I have my
Go
own
ahead,
show?
go ahead.
Yours be about squeak, 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 and I'll just talk about Y2K.
Yes.
Trying to stay focused so that they have something to pay
I'm
attention to.
very focused right
Okay,
now.
good. So yeah, we used to do typing classes on typewriters.
Yeah.
And I did that for my first year in typing class. I was on a typewriter.
Really?
And then they shifted to computers.
You're on a typewriter?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
I mean, I think in 94, 95. I
Wow.
was 14 or 15.
I don't think I've ever used a typewriter in my entire life.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that click, right?
What do you mean? That click?
And go-
Yeah, like a keyboard.
And it goes. And it,
And you hit the return key and it would go and it would slide back.
I don't know how it works. I'd never used one.
Well, so as you're typing, it's just think about it. There's just paper in a roller. You put the paper in and you type and it starts on the left side and you go and it's literally stamping a letter on the paper. It's like writing.
So
Just
after you're
stamping
done,
letters.
could you smudge it with your fingers?
Yeah, it was wet ink. And
What?
it was stamping stuff. And then we get to the end because the little ribbon or I think it was a ribbon, it would be like moving along the paper. You would hit return to make the little stamper thing go back to the other side. Look at your keyboard. Do you have a little return symbol? Do you have a little arrow on your enter key?
Not an arrow.
Oh, most enter keys have a little arrow. Oh yeah, I don't have one either. It used to be to where there was a little arrow that was like down and over. That's what it meant. It was to return to the beginning of the line because that's what the carriage return. The carriage would go and go to the back. You could type on the second line. And
You had to
third
fill
line.
up the ink?
Yeah. Well, kind of. It was a ribbon that had ink on it. You
A
put it in
ribbon.
there. Yeah. Listen, this is before my time too, but we used one and we had problems with it and we would have to switch stuff out. But then like literally the next year or halfway through that year, they brought in computer screens. And then
I didn't know it was ink. I think a part of me thought it was like burned into it.
burned.
Yeah.
No, it was ink.
But that wouldn't make any sense because if you burned the paper, it would just feel like it would make a hole, maybe.
Yeah.
No, you could burn it without
You
it making
could,
a
yeah,
hole.
but no, it was ink. It was
I don't know
stamped
why
on.
I thought that.
You could straight pull it out and smear it if you wanted to.
You know something? I think me and even like kids nowadays in general are used to just not knowing how things work. That when we think about stuff like that, that's what my mind goes to. I just go, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't need to know why. It's not in my life anymore. But I never thought of it to be ink for some reason. I know about the feather in the ink and in the fancy writing.
Yeah, so
That's
typewriters
cool.
came after that, so they just use ink to stamp a letter.
That
on.
makes sense. I've just never sat down and been like, what did they use in a typewriter? I've just been like,
Well, remember they were using them in printing presses. So you would have like a sign,
In
like
what?
a printing press, where you could like take something, copy an image of it in ink, and then press it onto another paper, and you had a copy instantly.
oh man.
Like that was something that was so unheard of
Wait a
for
minute.
years.
You can. Let me get this straight. You can put ink on a paper,
Mhm.
whatever letters, and then flip it onto a blank one.
Not just paper. You would have to print. You'd have to press it onto a die, like a die cut of what was going on, and then press that into another piece of paper. If you just smush the paper together, the paper is just gonna be a smudge.
Right, that's what I was thinking. So
No,
I'm
no, no.
confused. What'd you say then?
So like a die, like a you're an artist.
Yeah.
Like a sculpture of letters is like raised a little bit off of the wood.
Oh, okay.
So that there's space in between the letters.
Got
and
it.
You can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You press ink on that and then push that onto paper.
Oh, like a stamp.
A stamp. A printing press took your
That
letter,
took a
like
long
your
time
newspaper.
for you to say stamp.
Well-
you could have just said stamp.
Well,
I've known exactly
yeah, but
what
it wasn't a
it's
stamp.
kind of like raised, and then there's ink, and then you put it onto something, and
You're
it's
right.
magic. It
You're
just
right.
does the same
Stamp.
thing.
Okay.
Stamp would have been perfect.
But you could stamp with a whole sheet of paper. You could stamp with a newspaper. And then printing presses started pressing out copies of stuff. And that was the first time that ever happened. That was never a thing before.
Stamp.
So you could finally
Okay.
stamp things out. Yeah.
That's
so then it was
cool.
like, what if I want to create things with a stamp? From scratch. Typewriter. I can type into a stamp.
Oh, little baby stamps.
Little baby
Aw,
stamps.
That's cute.
That's what a typewriter is.
Aw,
Little baby
little
stamps.
baby stamps, like little letters.
Yep.
That's cute.
So,
Hmm.
where are we going with this? Oh, then computers were around like for everybody to access around the 90s.
Turn on a cord.
She's fine. So around the 90s, everybody finally... Talissa?
I can't let her do it.
Around the... What is she doing? Can we... Look, this is not going to work. We can't have a show that we can't do because you're on puppy duty, okay?
I understand.
Okay.
Get out of my hair. Continue.
When I called this podcast Daughter Issues, this is what I was talking about. This is my life.
I think I'm going to go get the sling. Make her sleep.
Nope, we don't have time for that. So,
she's listening to you.
Hey, Biscuit.
No, Toast.
Biscuit. She looked at me when I said Biscuit.
Toasty.
Listen,
Toast.
should her name be Biscuit or Toast?
Toast.
Please vote in the comments.
Toast.
Well, we're not keeping her, so why don't we just let the owners name her? Okay, moving on. So, computers were just so new. I don't think people had thought about that because it went from the 60, like it's only 40 years. Just 40 years. Less than my lifetime went from the idea of a computer existing to everyone having them. And then traffic lights using them and banks using them to process, thousands of dollars and what?
Typewriters.
Nope. Did you stop listening to me at typewriter? Because I said other stuff after that.
Wait, what are you talking about right now?
The 2-digit code being 999897. When it turned to 00, we're still on Y2K.
Got it.
So that was the idea behind that. And you're like, why would they make it that way? They didn't make it that way on purpose. That's just as things were invented, some things were only designed to hold a 2-letter or 2-number.
That makes sense.
2-character year. So, and I'm sure there are other problems with Y2K that I didn't know about because I wasn't in IT yet. I didn't get in IT until 2005. So it was all over by the time I got there. So I'm sure there are other issues with it too. But your age seems to be impatient with technology.
100%.
You like when you said we're just used to not knowing how things work. I feel like Gen X and some older millennials have the, I guess, advantage of knowing like how things are, so like why they work the way they do, and then seeing the outcome. Gen Z is just like, fucking it's not working. Like you tap shit over and over, and I'm like,
yeah,
give it a second. You're like, why does it need a second? And you're just like poking it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Let it breathe.
Yeah, I will say that is something that even I have to say my friends, like, you need to like reload a page, you need to wait a second. But there's a lot of stuff now, like with apps or my phone or even my computer that like normally automatically works. When it doesn't, I'm like, why is it not just going? So I click, and you're like, give it a second. I'm like, there is no second to be given. It's supposed to work like this. It always has. Why is it different now?
It's that you not part knowing I didn't
understand.
It's you not knowing what's happening.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, you had to wait on everything. I mean, you would click a web page.
I couldn't do
and
it.
that shit would be like, you're just waiting. You're like, when am I going to get to the good stuff? Someone would send you an image. They'd send you a picture of them with their dog. They're like, here's me and my dog. And you're like, all right, cool. And you'd open it and you'd just see the top of their head.
What?
And then it'd be like their eyes. And you had to wait a couple seconds. And it was just taking that long to load the picture because the internet was so slow. The computers were so slow. The picture was too big.
You just see portions of it until... What?
Yeah. Or a girl would send you a hot picture of her like in a bikini, and you're like, oh, I can't wait. 47 seconds, you're at the neck and shoulders. You're like, come on! Like you had to wait for it to load. It was so slow.
I didn't think those were at the same time. I was thinking you could send pictures, it's going to be there, or you just can't send pictures. There's an in-between of...
There's an in-between of you waiting on the picture to load.
Yeah.
Like you would click on stuff and go make coffee.
Oh,
You click on stuff and go make a glass of tea. And then you'd come back and it'll only be halfway done. You haven't even seen the dog yet. The dog's on the floor. You're waiting on the dog.
Oh my God.
Come back in a second. Yeah.
That's stressful.
And if it was high quality, it took a long time to look at it. If it was low quality, it would load pretty quickly. But then it would just be a little blurry square. You couldn't really see detail. It was pretty bad. But I noticed that. Do
you guys remember that too? I don't.
You want them to answer you now or in the
yeah?
In the comments?
I want answers right now.
Answer. Can't hear you. Louder. Yeah, I think I bet most of them remember that, a time where you would click on a web page. The web pages were the worst. So you'd go to like Yahoo to check your mail or to do Yahoo chat like we've talked about.
Yeah, I remember
You'd
that.
go to Yahoo and it would take, I mean, if you were on dial-up internet, like that sound I played for you in that TikTok where you didn't understand what the sound was.
Oh God, that horrific
It was you and your
sound.
friend in the floor. Yeah.
It's like beep beep beep. Blah, 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 blah.
So we're dialing into the phone line. The phone line was calling to some server and allowing us access to the internet. That shit was so slow. Someone would email a photo. Like, did you get the images? The email would say it's got images, and you're like, yeah, give me a little bit. I'm going to click on them and see what they are. And you'd have to click and just wait for it to load. In some areas,
I'm so impatient. There's no way.
You are so spoiled.
My worst pet peeves is being out in public and people walking slow in front of me, or they purposely I'm walking clearly on a mission to go somewhere, and someone cuts me off. I'm like, that's fine if you need to cut me off. Just walk.
Go
faster. Yeah. Don't slow down, or if someone's if it's clearly a busy area like Magic Mountain or Disneyland or something.
Yeah.
If it's clearly a busy area and someone's in the middle of it, just on their phone, or decides to open their entire bag. I'm like, what is actually wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm very oh, you need help, compassionate. But when it comes to that, I'm like, I'm kicking your stuff. I'm kicking you.
Shouldn't get violent.
You need to move. Yeah. It makes me mad.
Yeah. Well, I noticed you're that way with technology. You'll click something and be like, what's wrong with it? Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, I'm impatient.
And I go, give it you don't even understand what it's doing. We grew up at a time where stuff had to go to a server, talk to them, had to make sure, and then had to come back through the lines, and then it had to load into the processor, and then it had to come on the screen, and it took time to see stuff. Louis C.K. has this funny bit. He did it on some TV show. He's like, there was a guy who had his phone or a laptop or something. So he was on an airplane, and they came on the intercom. They're like, "Hey, we have Wi-Fi on the airplane." He's like, and then about 5 minutes into the flight, the Wi-Fi stopped working, and this guy was like, "Son of a bitch! This is a piece of shit!" And he was so angry. And Louis like, "How are you so angry about something that you didn't know existed 5 minutes ago? Let it go." And then he talks about people getting mad at their phones. And he's like, they get mad when stuff doesn't load. And he goes, will you give it a second? It's going to space. It's going all the way to space and all the way back. Just give it a second. Because that's what's really happening.
Yeah.
Things are traveling.
That's
Sometimes
true.
they're going, under the ocean through the cables. Did you know it did that? Did you know the internet goes through the ocean? It's not all satellites. Some of it's
all
through
satellites.
No.
They didn't teach me that. So
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
No, yeah. It's some of it's through the ocean.
brainwashed.
Some of it's through the ocean.
Through the ocean? Is that what you just did?
Well, yeah.
Some of it's in the ocean.
Right in the ocean. Right up there.
Right up there in the
Hey,
ocean.
the Bible says in the waters above and the waters below.
Oh.
Firmament. Read, bro.
So therefore, it's got to be true.
# Jesus mentioned twice in this podcast.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I don't know. So, so you need to chill out. You having a basic understanding of what it takes to make something, I think will help you understand that
it will,
it's
but I'm still going to be impatient because that's just, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest.
It's better than having you have it so good. You don't have to deal with yellow pages and you know what yellow pages are.
Yellow pages?
You've heard of yellow pages.
In just a yellow page, notebooks with yellow pages?
Nope. Yellow pages. You've heard of this.
Pages? Like the app?
Phonebooks?
Okay.
Yellow pages. They were yellow pages.
Oh. They were yellow?
They were literally yellow.
Okay.
This is why I did the TikTok asking you about blue pages.
You never told me what that was.
I didn't on purpose for this moment.
Why are there so many pages? The only pages I know about.
So many pages. Why are there so many pages? Orange pages? Green pages?
Yeah,
black pages? What's next?
Yeah, the only thing I could think about that was a color related to a paper was a pink slip. In school, when I was in public school, I'd walk around and be like, "Oh, you got a pink slip." Yeah, I got
Yeah,
written
I
up
can
or
see
something
that.
like that.
So you could hold the book and like half of it would be white, half of it would be blue. And if you wanted to look me up, look up David Smalley, you could find me in the white pages and find my phone number. It was
What
public.
if I didn't want you to have it?
Well, you would have to you have to tell them I want an unlisted number, and I think you had to pay extra to not be in the book.
What?
But almost everybody was just in the book.
Well,
So
I
if you
guess that makes sense
specifically
if you
wanted
don't
to
have
find a
internet.
company.
Like if you just can't go to someone's Instagram.
Internet
page.
did not exist.
Yeah, so I guess that makes a little bit of sense. Nowadays, we're more like, I only give you information if you want it, but like I guess back then it was like,
Do you remember?
if you're gonna die, here's my phone number.
Have you heard of when people would like in older movies would go, "Hey, if you're ever in town, look me up."
Nope.
That's what they meant.
I've heard hook me up. If you're ever in town, hook me up.
No, if you're ever in town, look me up.
It's hook me up.
Look me up. Nope, it's not hook me
I
up.
don't know that anyone's ever said look me up.
A lot of people have said look me up. The idea was
Did you?
I'm in the book. Some people even say that. If you're ever in Denver, I'm in the book. That means like look me up. Find my last name. It would even give your address.
Oh nah, fam. I'm good.
Yeah. It would give your address and your
I'd
phone
pay
number.
all the money to be like, keep me out of these yellow pages.
Yeah.
Or the orange pages and the purple pages and the brown pages and the tan pages and the rainbow pages and the green pages. I don't want any of the pages. My stuff is my stuff.
Now it's like social media.
I'm gonna keep it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, now social media, even now you can look up information that you shouldn't really be able to look up. I feel like that's dangerous. People are just like,
Well, and now it's actually less dangerous, I think, to give someone your phone number.
it is.
Because your phone number isn't tied to an address.
Right.
Back then, it was tied to a home.
Yeah. Wow.
So if you had someone's phone number, you could probably find their address pretty quickly. Now, you can have a phone number in Texas, move to Los Angeles, and have a Texas phone number. It's so, you know what I mean? It
I
doesn't
think
mean...
we should switch to shapes
What?
and colors. Maybe not colors, but shapes.
Shapes? What
There's
do you
too
mean?
many numbers. It's too many like social security number, phone number, address numbers.
What do you want people to be like,
There's
what's your
just too
number?
many.
Like triangle, square.
Yeah. That'd be like much easier. Like I know like that's most of our system is in numbers, but it's just like I think we should start integrating some shapes in there so that we can
So we could find each other like a Dewey Decimal System.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is? You don't know Dewey?
No.
Dewey and his decimal?
Am I supposed to know Dewey and his decimals?
I mean, we did. We had to know Dewey. We couldn't find shit without Dewey and his decimal system.
What's that one guy called? Find Arnold.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? That's what I was
Find Arnold? Oh my God. What is happening? Find Arnold. Where's Waldo in the red and white striped shirt?
It's like that. Is Dewey Decimal the same thing?
Yeah, same guy.
Not same guy.
Yeah,
just like the
his
same...
nickname was Dewey.
No, not same guy. I mean, like, isn't it the same, like...
No, not even
situation?
close.
You said you couldn't find anything without Dewey Decimal. Is it like,
I meant
Hey Arnold?
in a library.
Where's Waldo? That's what his name.
Do you
I
know?
said Hey Arnold. That's not good.
Do you know what a library is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had libraries. I'm not.
Okay. So when you walked into a library, how would you find the book you were looking for?
I didn't like books very much.
Okay.
I'd find the ones with the pictures in it.
Okay, but how would you... Have you never walked into a library to find a specific book?
Yeah, I did. I had to read a lot in school.
Right. So when you walked into the library and you were like, I want to read a book about animals, did you just not know to go?
You find A, and then you walk.
Wait, whoa, hold on. They just ordered them by A for animal for you?
It was, yeah, all the aisles had like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And
No, it's 500. $500 is where the animals are. The 500s because of Dewey Decimal.
500, 588, 304 today.
So much about that.
You just reminded me of that.
And 4? You said and 5 on the TikTok.
It is, but you told me that was wrong, so I said 4.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So I remember if I was looking for something like a book or a novel or like whatever, I would go. Let's say I'm looking for animal, I would go to the A section. Or if it was even about like asteroids, I'd go to A, and then within that entire area, it would be science fiction, animals.
What grade are we talking?
Like 3rd.
Oh. Okay. So they made us learn a whole ass decimal system. Like you had
In
to
the
know
library?
Yeah, you had to know numbers. Like there was a whole breakdown of like
What?
categories and certain numbers. Like science and mathematics was 500, and then you would go to the 500s and be like, okay, I don't need math, I need the science portion, and then you would be able to find what number, because on the back of every book there was a little label with a number on it, and the number would be like 521.762, and that specific book would be only that number. And so you tracked your categories by those numbers.
Well, you know something? We had you just brought back a memory for me.
Okay.
Let go of my sock. We had little dots on the back of each book.
Yeah, okay.
Like we had dots of colors, but this meant what your reading level was. So at every point in school, you would have a certain. So I had 20 classmates. I was either at a kindergarten reading level or I was at a 6th grade reading level in 3rd grade, but different dots meant different things. So if you were picking out books with green dots, you were smart. But if you had books with yellow dots, you were...
Need a little help.
You were like me. You wanted pictures, right? So I didn't... It's not even that I didn't... It's not that I was stupid either. I just really liked pictures and visuals over text.
Sometimes you would turn in math homework with 3 of the questions answered and a beautiful puppy drawn in the middle of the... I would have never thought in my life to color over a math problem, but you would use your matte pencils and create a puppy unicorn animal.
That's what I'm saying.
And you would answer 3 of the questions, and the teacher would send it home with like beautiful artwork. You get a 4 because you didn't do any of the shit we asked you to do. Please have your father sign this.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, we got to do math on top of the puppy's face.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to be at a good reading level because at the reading level that I liked, the books were this big and had a bunch of pictures in it. The smart kids were like, here's your novel of words your stamps you gotta look at, and I was just not having it.
So like to know. So like the teacher would tell us like go to the library and get a book on history, or let's say they were like find a book on Africa. That was 900. The geography and history were in the 900s.
That's never what we had.
You had to go to the 900s, and that drastically reduced the number of books you had to go through.
Our books were numbered. I remember seeing like 526 written on some of the dots.
That was the Dewey Decimal System.
But I don't think that was we didn't.
Yeah.
Then it was still there from last time when you were there.
Ancient history.
Yeah. Those are fossils. But or I think they were numbered to make sure we didn't steal them or take them home because whenever they realized they were gone, they would charge you for it. I don't know why the numbers were there, but I remember going through looking for the alphabet. So if you're looking for something with an A, you would go to the A's, and then within there were different sections. There's science fiction, there's asteroids, animals, there was whatever it might have been, but it was all What is wrong with my speaking today?
It's going to be alphabetic. There you go.
Alphabetical. What is wrong with my speaking today?
Are you high?
No, I'm never high.
I have a TikTok that might suggest otherwise.
What? I was going to bed.
You were sleepy.
Yeah, very.
And you had taken
melatonin.
Melloweed.
And you asked me questions. That's what happened. But
I don't think that's how that happened.
That's what happened.
Okay.
You okay, Toasties? Did you fall?
Come here, biscuit.
Toast.
Biscuit.
Toast.
Biscuit.
Toasties.
Biscuit.
Toasty boasties. Toasty boasty boasties. Toasties. Look at her. She's a little toasty.
Well, now you know about the Dewey Decimal System. Now you know about Y2K. You know why it was an actual problem.
I think
we saved the world, mostly Gen X. Saved the world. A little bit of boomers, too. Save the world from Y2K.
Millennials weren't there yet?
Maybe some.
I think the millennials did it.
They were pretty young. Millennials were still...
I'm team millennial.
Okay, but you're Gen Z.
I'm allowed
There were some millennials there. I mean, there were millennials
to
born
be
in
on
like
whichever
81.
team I want
There
to
were
be
millennials
on.
born in 81, 82, 83, stuff like that. So yeah, there were there were some millennials involved in that. Some.
Hashtag canceled.
Mostly Gen X and boomers, though. That
I
fixed
don't know,
it for
man.
real.
Well, it's good. They fixed what they messed up. That would make a lot of sense.
Well,
and I think
they
since-
weren't the ones that wrote the code. They were born in 80. The computers existed for 20 years before they did.
Boomers messed it up.
Boomers messed it up.
Gen X fixed
Gen X
it.
fixed it like most things.
Like how Gen Z is fixing this registration bullcrap and all the other bullcrap that Gen X created.
Gen X didn't create registration.
They didn't create...
That was the thing when I was born.
Right, but they didn't do anything to fix it, so therefore they're a part
Boomers
of the problem.
also made registration.
They didn't do anything to fix it, therefore they're still a part of the problem.
Maybe so, but we
Gen
couldn't fix
Z
everything.
Is gonna fix... They didn't fix anything.
Okay, we made it pretty easy on y'all. Hey, stop it. Those are my headphones. Stop. No, that
Let's...
doesn't mean
I
chew my
haven't...
toes.
Oh, hold on a second.
Get back. Move. What was that?
I need you to focus.
I'm trying to focus.
I understand there's a puppy
She's
in the
chewing
room.
my toes. That's a little bit different.
Fair
We're
enough.
just existing
I think she's telling us something.
to end this.
Yeah.
All right. The podcast
No,
is
excuse
officially
you.
over.
I'm gonna need you
from the
to back up.
Talissa, listen.
Back.
Did we cover what
Up.
did we cover on this one?
We covered a great amount of things.
Y2K.
We're well over.
Phonebooks.
We're at 42 minutes right now.
Okay. Well, the first couple. Hey, stop. This isn't gonna work.
I know.
She's chewing on
I know.
things.
I tried. Didn't I try telling him?
Nope.
I tried telling him.
I don't recall.
If I were to get my little sling, she'd be asleep
Good
right now,
girl.
just sleeping,
Okay, she's a good puppy.
minding her business.
Oh, there are some toys I want to talk to you about.
Toys
Yeah, I'm gonna save it for the next episode.
like.
But I'm gonna put this in your head.
Like
Stretch Armstrong.
Popeye.
Okay, cartoon characters and toys. Next Daughter Issues episode.
Okay.
100%.
I do want to talk to you at some point
Popeye.
about.
Why would you say Popeye when I said Stretch
That's
Armstrong?
just the first thing that came to my brain.
Wow.
Was old, whatever, and that was.
Old and then gesture toward my face. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds good.
But I do want to talk to you at some point about Snapchat, which you know nothing about, and a lot of
Nothing.
people, even millennials, know about, and some Gen Xers know about too.
I'll say Snapchat is one thing that separates the
Yeah.
old Gen X from young Gen X. Or there's not really young Gen X. I'm the youngest Gen X there is. That separates Gen X from millennials.
I think so.
I think the only reason you should ever know about Snapchat is if you are 19 or cheating on your spouse. That's where I stand with it.
Okay.
If you're 38 years old and you have Snapchat, you're not faithful. That's
Got it.
that's
Okay.
my estimation.
All right.
So we'll get into Snapchat.
Yeah, well, maybe
And
not.
toys.
It depends. Yeah, we can probably do that in the same, unless the toys run long, which,
There are so many people offended right now.
yeah, there's a lot of people.
I have Snapchat and I don't cheat. What an asshole. I have it for the filters.
Hashtag canceled.
I know that's what they're saying right now.
You're canceled.
All right, let's wrap it up. I'm good.
Whoa.
What?
I think she's bumping my.
I think we had an earthquake.
Was it?
I felt a little bit of an earthquake.
I think you're just cracked up on Coke.
Oh, well, Coke's dangerous. I should probably go back to the old fashioned. Oh, yeah, that was me. We ain't moving.
Okay.
Yep.
This podcast, of which we do,
So, daughterpod.com is
Very-
where you can get extended versions.
you need
and
to stop
all the
interrupting
episodes.
me.
Daughterpod.com.
Stop.
How come you never mentioned daughterpod.com for people to go sign up?
Is this going to be out to public or patrons only?
I don't remember. This is number, what,
15?
15? So, it's going to be out to the public.
Is it?
Because the even numbers are on Patreon only. So yeah, this is going out to the public. So you can sign up at daughterpod.com to get all the video, and we're interactive in the comments. You should say that. You should say it. I should say it at the beginning. You should say it at the end. It's the way podcasts are supposed
I think you
to
should
go.
let me do my job.
And cut. And that's it.
The
Show's over.
podcast. I'm going to go get my hair done on Thursday, and I'm going to get this dyed black. Isn't it going to be so cute? Well, also, you see how my hair growing out right here? It's not going to be such a big difference, so maybe I'll, like, hide it. You know what I mean? It'll be really cute. and my hair. I don't need to keep bleaching it either, which is really bad for your hair. So I'm gonna go get it black and then just hope that it stays that way. But that'll be really, really fun. Anyways, I love you guys very, very much, and I appreciate you. But the podcast,
By the way, they're not even listening anymore.
they're
done.
No, they haven't.
They've
still
stopped
listening.
a long time ago. They
They're
could tell
my
it was going
friends.
downhill. They could tell it was stopping, and they were like,
These are my friends.
"This is going to be her long-winded," and they're out. They're not.
These are my
literally
friends.
nobody's watching.
These
to
are
this
my
point.
friends. They like to talk to me.
So the people who
The reason they would
advertise-
leave is because of you.
maybe
The
some of them.
podcast
The advertisers are going to want us to end it quickly so we
that
can get
we
right to the end.
do often, called Daughter Issues,
They know they clicked it.
is now ended.
Get every single episode plus video and talk to us in the comments at daughterpod.com.